What's up, people? Dan here from Guitar from the Heart. Today I wanted to talk a little bit more about muscle memory and how we can use it to build up our dexterity. Let's talk about that. Now, I mentioned in the previous video that in order to learn how to walk with these guys, if you will, we need to develop something called muscle memory, which is the same thing that we needed to develop at some point to learn how to walk on our 2 feet, tie our shoes, and all this kind of thing. I also mentioned that when developed properly, it will make the movements you need to perform on the guitar essentially fairly effortless. Now, that's the beautiful news here. The hard news is, well, it's easy when you're there, but it's hard to get there. And this is what we call our technique, our ability to play, our physical ability to play, our technical skills. But the path to get there, to getting stronger technique, and I'm not the best in the world at this, but I understand and I've applied myself enough to get to where I'm fairly comfortable with my technical skills, and I know what I have to do if I want to get better. And I mentioned in another video where I talked the other day about it starts with I can, that there's something that I'm currently trying to explore with a little bit that I had previously given up on. I called it 2-finger tapping in the video, but I believe it's actually like 8-finger tapping. It's where you're using all of your 4 fingers on both hands. So you're playing with your fretting hand, but you're fretting and tapping with your other fretting hand. So I'm starting to explore this technique, and it's a little bit challenging and frustrating for me. Just like, well, I feel like a beginner all over again. And it makes me feel empathy towards anyone who has the heart and the courage to actually pick up the guitar and to try with it, although their fingers won't seemingly obey them. So if that's you today, keep going. It will come. You just got to keep believing, and you got to say, well, I believe I can, I believe I can. And as you push through, you'll receive massive rewards for that attitude. And that's essentially the attitude that I'm taking now towards doing this 2-handed tapping stuff. But like with the 2-handed tapping stuff, or anything new that you're learning on the guitar, at this point you're a beginner with that new skill. So you need to be patient, and slow equals fast. What do I mean? I mean, the slower you go and the more patient you are to take your time and to look at the movements and trying to get them to where they feel, and you could just tell you're doing it right, you're doing it better, you're doing it in a way that's skillful with finesse and so forth. Because you know you're doing it well, then you can execute properly without a lot of pain or excess tension and all this kind of stuff. And it just feels sweet when you're doing a movement. That's what you want to go for when you're practicing slow, so that later when you try to ramp up the speed and the energy, you can stay with the same level of skill. But in practice time, slow equals fast. You're going to get to your end result that you desire faster by actually working on the movements slower and being more patient with how you approach your progress. It's almost as though the slower you go with trying to make progress, the faster the progress you actually make is. It's kind of like a very ironic thing. But guys, the path to dexterity is building up your muscle memory, learning how to do the movements correctly, having patience and going nice and slow with it, having accuracy, and building up your confidence because you have that accuracy. Do it right, don't mess up that much when you're practicing, and then when it comes time to play, you won't mess up that much when you're playing and performing. But the dexterity and the form on the instrument starts with muscle memory and developing it. And this is a whole study called technique. And honestly, it's a lifetime pursuit. But just for now, I want to share with you that thought about muscle memory being the path. Going slow is the fastest way to get to the fast results. When you're learning a new movement, be patient, go nice and easy with it. You want it to feel good under your fingers. It's not going to feel good right away, but you could tell when something feels off and you could tell when it feels better. Sometimes having the right attitude and the right overall mindset is more important than knowing exactly how to do something. If it feels good, if it feels right, if you're getting the result you want, that's good. It should feel good under your finger. It shouldn't feel painful. It shouldn't feel like if you're exerting too much effort. It should feel easy. And if you could do it slow like that over and over and over, the muscle memory will bake in to where as you start to play without really even thinking about it in the future, it will come together. So anyway, just a little bit of rambling today. Like I said, I'm trying to find a little time between my schedule how I can just share more of my knowledge on the channel here, so you'll be able to play the guitar from the heart. Alright? So for now, take care, play the guitar from the heart, as always, and have fun with that. I'll see you next time.